It looks like something I would absolutely love. All 7 of my resident personalities, I think, would love that one. So, well, yes, that got 8 popcorns. We're going to give 10 popcorns to the Proteas after their series whitewash. We can even bang a cymbal for them. Why? Because the Proteas have been unbelievable in the test arena. Of course, getting that whitewash series victory over Sri Lanka. Juan Karstel, our sports blogger, has taken a beating from Alana this morning, so he's now been tenderized. But we have to take a moment before we move on to the T20s, of course, kicking off in Centurion tomorrow, to take note of unbelievable individual performances within the team. Who really stood out for you over the test series?
Well, like, for me, the one man that stood out like head and shoulders was Quinton de Kock. He's just such a prodigious talent. We're so blessed to have him. He might even be the most talented cricketer we've ever had. I mean, he now averages about 50. You know, so it really puts him right at the top of test batting.
And even on an off day,
exactly,
actually.
For sure. And batting down at 7, I think, is really his best spot. And then obviously we've got to talk about Rabada as well. That kid is just amazing. He's got such a bright future. He's now already ranked 5th.
I know, ahead of Dale Steyn,
exactly.
Which is, I'm sure Dale is burning now,
exactly.
Man. But I think on the batting front, we were able to provide the platform. JP Germany also hitting his straps again, which I think, knowing the player and where his confidence was going into this, that was a massive thing. And Dean Algar, I mean, man of the series.
For sure. He's just such a good scrapper, you know. Like, Dean Algar's like an old school cricketer, you know, and it's just great to see him score some runs also quite regularly.
So with some confusion, we approached the AB de Villiers conundrum at the moment. He's taken himself out of the test arena now up until the end of the season, yet we're going to see him in the squad for the 3rd T20. What do you make of his decision to keep himself out? Is it purely to be safe? Where's your head at? So
we've actually recently wrote a blog post about it. We wrote an open letter to AB de Villiers. You know how South Africans would love to write open letters. and I think it's really worth checking out. But basically, the long and the short of it is we aren't really stoked with this decision. It feels like him taking himself out of contention is really affecting the team. It's affecting the Proteas brand and our ability to win. And he really should, you know, either like pick a direction. Like, does he not want to play Test anymore? Who does he? And so it also affects people like Bavuma, you know, because Bavuma is the kind of man who'd be in the firing line if he had to decide that he wanted to play again. So it really affects a lot of different people.
So we have to turn our attention to the players that will be starring in this T20 series. Lots of changes in both setups. Of course, I think we last beat Sri Lanka in our last T20 at the internationals. Do you think they will have a better showing? Are they going to be more suited to the shorter format of the game?
Absolutely, they'll definitely be more suited to the shorter format of the game, but I don't think that they're going to do particularly well based on the fact that the team's really weak, and they've also got a lot of youngsters, and you know that's like untested, so we don't really know how they're going to perform. But we've also got a lot of youngsters in the team. So
who do you think is going to make an impact with the new names coming in?
So the one guy that jumps to mind is Tienis de Bruin. His strike rate is well over 100. He's really an explosive batsman. So in that kind of format, it'll be really, really interesting to see how he does. The other guy is Lungi Ngidi. He's also, you know, nobody really knows much about him, but, you know, that kind of like flying under the radar is actually...
He's a man for the big moment as well. Yeah.
It's totally something that could really catch Sri Lanka by surprise, and who knows, he might surprise a whole lot of people.
Then finally, of course, Faf du Plessis getting a bit of a break. He was amazing as captain, not only in his performances, but the way that he marshalled that team. Varane Berhadin comes in for 2 matches. What do you think he's going to bring to the table?
Well, I think it's a really interesting selection, you know, based on the fact that Berhadin is a part-time bowler and he's also a middle-order batsman. It's going to be really hard for him to like stamp his authority on the game. But I think it's really great. You know, it's a young team. I think we should always be looking to the next leaders in the team. So it's great that we give somebody like him a shot. He's really, the one thing I always say about Berhadin is he's a phenomenal fielder, and I think that really inspires people. So it'll be great to see what he can do.
Especially in the T20 arena where we know that one ball, one over, one shot can turn the game around. Juan, thank you so much for summating what has really been an unbelievable series, and I think we're going to see an explosive T20 series nonetheless, but we hope the Proteas will continue their domination with those 6 new players coming into the fold. Now we're going to take a very quick ad break. When we return, of course, a new leader of the free world will be inaugurated tomorrow. We'll give you a little blow-by-blow of what you can expect.